Hi, I'm Ben, and today I'm going to show you the fastest way to install a mailbox. We're using all steel construction, and it's going into concrete. So let's go. I have designed and built custom mailboxes before, but this time we're going for speed. So we just got this off-the-shelf kit from Home Depot. Everything is powder-coated steel, and it comes with all the hardware needed to bolt it together. Now right away I could have saved some time if I had found the right socket sets for my drill or driver, but that would have taken some time in and of itself, so I just used the tools that I had on me. I used a Leatherman and some pliers to bolt the connecting plate to the steel pole. This worked just fine, but I already felt like I was losing some time by fumbling around with these tools. Luckily, I got a secret weapon to make up for it. I hate digging holes, and this Ryobi battery-powered 40-volt auger is absolutely awesome. This is the real-time digging speed, and you don't have to mess around with gas. I then took a 50-pound bag of Quikrete fast-setting concrete mix, cut it, and dumped it directly into the hole. Quikrete fast-setting mix is technically designed so that you don't have to mix in the water. You can just spray it right on, and you're good to go. But for a hole this deep, I like to do a little bit of mixing just to make sure the water doesn't sit on the top. I dumped some water on top, let it soak in a little bit, and then used the auger to mix the concrete right in the hole. I had it in forward just to drive down through the concrete, and then I put it in reverse to mix it. I was a little on the dry side, so I added a touch more water and then did the final mixing. Most of my concrete is aesthetically motivated, and I use mixes like Quikrete Countertop Mix or Quikrete 5000. But for anything that's invisible and under the ground, whenever possible, I love the ease and convenience of the fast setting mix. And with this mixing technique, this is a game changer. And now I'm thinking about some fence post projects that I've been putting off for a while. I pushed the steel pole right into the wet concrete and probably should have brought a rubber mallet around so I could really force it down, but I was able to power through. I then used a level to make sure everything was nice and straight. I just used my hands to push the dirt in around the top of the concrete so that everything would be nice and disguised. The concrete is still wet, so I was careful not to bump the pole too much while I bolted the mailbox onto the mounting bracket. This is where a drill or driver with the right socket would have really sped things up, but now I'm done. A nice, clean, functional mailbox installed in solid concrete in less than 15 minutes. All right, let's head over to the studio to talk about this new series that we're doing, Speedruns. So typically my projects are focused more on design, but as we get more properties out here in Joshua Tree, I've been looking for solutions to kind of get the basic things done as quickly and painlessly as possible. I hate digging holes, so the combination of the battery-powered auger where I don't have to mess with gas, and honestly, it's a lot quieter than the gas-powered augers I've used in the past, that combined with the fast-setting concrete mix is making me a little more optimistic about tackling fencing projects or even outdoor lighting things where I need to install a pole. So I did my best to capture all the steps and give a realistic sense of time. Obviously, I didn't include everything. I didn't include purchasing the stuff and bringing it out to the truck and then moving things into place. I didn't put those in just because they're so site specific depending on where you live and how far your mailbox is from the front door of your house. Those things will differ. So I'm trying to just show the action steps that are kind of essential to any project and leaving out the stuff that's site specific. So this is the fastest way I know how to do this task, but I'm sure a lot of you out there can definitely beat my personal best. But this project was pretty safe. There's nothing too life-threatening about any of these sort of tools. Even the auger moves at pretty low speeds, and as long as you don't get some loose clothing or your hair caught in the auger, you're going to be pretty good. So never sacrifice safety for speed. But that being said, when you see that one of these tasks that you may have associated with being really time-consuming is a little bit easier, hopefully that keeps us all from procrastinating as much and getting stuff done. So let's talk about the auger. I've showed this off on Instagram and TikTok a few times. Be sure to check out those accounts. And people seem to really like it. I think there's something inherently less intimidating about an electric battery-powered version versus a gas version. I know it is for me. But there was also a lot of skepticism, being like, whoa, well, you know, if you tried to do that in the clay soil of where I'm from with all the rocks, it won't work. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true, but it is a fair point of consideration. The dirt out here, it looks really easy, but it's not. I've tried to dig the foundation out for the container house, and it was pretty brutal. And even we had to go through a few teeth and tines and stuff like that on the backhoe that we were using. So I do think, though, we need to figure out a good way to test this thing out. And so the initial ideas that I've had is building a big tank that I can put a plexiglass wall on, so you can actually see me fill up the tank with like different kinds of clay, rocks, and soil, and really pack it all down. Not really sure where to source the clay or how to get sort of a standard measure of that so it could be more universally understood for the potential of this type of digging tool. But if you have any suggestions for what kind of materials I should put into that tank so that we can get a really good test done, hit me up in the comment section below. I'm not against showing a tool being used to the point of failure, so there's nothing on my side that I'm trying to like, oh, protect Ryobi from seeing how well their tool actually works. No, bring it on. Give me some suggestions. Obviously, we're not going to drill through concrete with an auger, but let's figure out some cool ways to test this, and I'll build the tank. So this is the first speed run video. I think we're going to do a few more, just again around sort of basic DIY projects that aren't really design focused. But let me know what sort of tasks you've been putting off because you assume that they take too long. And let's get a list going down in the description, and I'll see if I can tackle a few of them. All right, thanks everybody.